how to use mental programming to master your performance on the ice. Hi, my name is Corson Searles, mental performance coach, and in this video I want to actually show you guys something that I haven't really broken down before publicly. This is typically what I work with my clients and with my athletes to do, which is help them to understand how to actually use mental programming. So if you watched my previous video, I explained why mental programming is so important, why it's really this secret thing you can use that players aren't using to actually improve without investing time, money, and energy into something. A little bit of time, but money and energy, no. So what mental programming is, it is a deep visualization combined with hypnosis, and it's actually hypnotizing your mind to perform better by creating memories that feel so real that you now actually make those decisions in the game. Our brain works that we piece things together. We remember a trigger, we remember an if situation, and then we make a decision. And if it works, oftentimes we're going to remember it and do it again. So let me explain the key steps and how this works. So first of all, if you want to get into a very good state, you need to get into a hypnotic trance or a programming state, as we call it at Identity 2.0. The reason you want to be here is because this makes your subconscious mind susceptible to what you're about to train it to do. And it's going to have a difficult time distinguishing reality from a recreated reality in your mind, a vision, a visualization. So you put yourself in this state. This can be done through breathing, through different visual cues. This is something that, again, is part of what I work with my clients to do, and I'm likely going to be releasing some actual trance tapes that you guys can use, so some pieces. And this is all, again, a part of the commitment to providing players with the tools to actually use mental programming this summer to master their game. So you use this hypnosis to put yourself in this state. Your subconscious mind is now open to creating this dreamlike state that you can now actually play and operate in. But you're still conscious, you're still awake, and you can still do what you want and train your mind here. And this is going to give you this ability to then program and design your neural links. So neural links are ultimately if-then statements. So an if-then statement is, if I'm here, then I do this. If this happens, then I do that. So when you're on the ice, if a player cuts to your right, then you cut to your left. Very simple. If there's a chance to take a shot, then you take the shot. So there's a constant neural link always occurring in a person's mind when they're on the ice, whether you're doing it consciously and thinking it or whether it's just happening. Most of the time it's happening more instinctually. So the key to playing better and to making better decisions is to actually design this out, to create an entire neural link plan, an infrastructure in your mind that allows you to actually make the best possible if-then decisions. And this is the key. So when you're in this state, you then begin to review through and actually recreate these situations. If I have the puck in the slot, then I do this. If I have the puck coming over the blue line, then I do this. If I'm back checking, then I do this. And you can get very complex, and we can continue to get more deep into the complexities of these. A lot of the times it's helpful to use game tape and actually look at the game situations and actually plan out, well, what should I have done in this situation? Did something work? If it did, then you can practice this and do some repetitive action or repetitive programming. Because the key to having the program actually installed into your mind, into your subconscious operating system, it comes from doing it deeply, and it comes from repetition, which is going to deepen it more. The key is depth, but the depth happens through being in a very hypnotizable state, doing it several times, and then also using and creating deep emotions which really anchor this down. Because what you want to do is go through the if-then and then create a strong emotion of happiness, excitement, joy, gratitude. And what happens when you do this is your brain remembers, if I get here, then I do this, and then a good emotion happens. It's a reward. it releases this dopamine, it releases this positive brain chemical that, boom, you want to get it again. Your brain wants to get it again and again and again. So you create this connection in your mind between doing this in this situation and getting this positive emotion, which really anchors it in. It really causes you to be anchored in. Now, I know in typical sports psychology concepts, people are going to say anchoring has a little bit different meaning. Anchoring is more having an anchor that ties an emotion down. That's something you can do. So having like an anchor word that you can use and you can cause it to trigger emotion. But the idea here is that you're actually, I use the word anchor as a way to, it's anchoring your brain down to doing this in this situation. It's creating this very strong tie to, if I make this decision, then I feel this, right? So it's like a neural link within the neural link. So use this in this deep emotion to anchor down the if-then statement, and then review that play, but in checkpoints. So simplifying the play down. Instead of, when you first do it, you want to do it slowly and make sure you're feeling the details. But then you do very jumpy visualizations, which allow you to connect the dots. Because when you're in a game, your body is actually taking more frames and kind of acting on these frames as opposed to acting on boom, boom, as opposed to acting on a more continuum of processing. It's reacting to these triggers, boom, this new trigger, this new trigger. So it happens very quickly. It happens it happens automatically. And as this is happening, you want to actually recreate this in the programming. So if the player does this, then I do this. See yourself doing the movement very quickly, very smoothly, without hesitation, because you want to be making that play in a game without hesitation. If you practice it slow motion, you practice it without any speed and without any confidence and without any really commitment to the movement, to the decision, then you're not going to have that commitment and confidence in that decision in the game. You need to visualize and create how it's going to occur in the game, which is very quick with these key checkpoints of making the movement and executing and having the result. That's really what matters, is having the result, which is why you create that emotion after right away, because you want your brain to remember it. And now what you have using these 4 things is the ability to spend time, to sit down, to put yourself in a state, in a hypnosis state. And again, this is something we are going to be releasing more of, so make sure you follow to actually get access to this stuff. It's going to be coming out for free. But when you get this stuff, understand that this is super, super powerful. You can practice these things. You can get better in a game. Be better for your games this next season. Doing this consistently. Practicing all of the plays you want to be making in the game. You see a highlight in a game, boom. You step back, you put yourself in this state, you can spend 10, 20, 30 minutes putting yourself in this state and then creating that movement and installing it into your identity, your subconscious mind. So understanding that the identity, so the ID is subconscious mind, right? That is your identity. That is why we are Identity 2.0, because we're teaching you how to recreate your identity, create Identity 2.0, so that you can perform like the next and the highest version of yourself. You can play the best you've ever played this next season. So use this mental programming, install this ID, these new programs into your subconscious mind, into your identity. And I promise you, you are going to have the best season of your entire life. I'm Corson Searles. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow, like, so you see these videos pop up consistently, and I will see you in the next video.